7th Standard Science Term 1 Unit 3 Matter Around Us. இந்த லெசனோட புக் பேக் ஆன்சர்ஸ் பார்ப்போம். Take page number 38. First Roman letter. Choose the appropriate answers. First one. Which one of the following is an example for a metal? Option A answer iron. Third one. Oxygen, hydrogen and sulfur are examples for option B non-metals. Third one, which of the following is a short and scientific way of representing one molecule of an element or a compound? Option B answer chemical formula. Fourth one, the metal which is liquid at room temperature is option C mercury. Fifth one, an element which is always lustrous, malleable and ductile is option B answer metal. Second Roman letter, fill in the blanks. First one, the smallest particle of matter that can exist by itself is dash. Answer atom. Second one, a compound containing one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen is CO2. Third one, dash is the only non-metal which conducts electricity. Answer graphite. Fourth one, elements are made up of dash kinds of atoms. Same kinds of atoms. Fifth one, dash of some elements are derived from Latin or Greek names of the elements. Answer symbols. Sixth one, there are dash number of known as elements. 118. Seventh one, elements are the dash form of pure substances. Answer simplest. Eighth one, the first letter of an element is always written in dash letter, capital letter. Ninth one, molecule containing more than 3 atoms are known as dash, polyatomic molecule. Tenth one, dash is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. Answer nitrogen. Third Roman letter, analogy. First one, mercury, liquid at room temperature. Oxygen, gas at room temperature. Second one, non-metal, conducting electricity. Dash, metal conducting electricity, copper. Answer graphite. Third one, elements combine to form compounds. Compounds, dash, can be split into elements. Fourth one, atoms, fundamental particles of an element. Dash, fundamental particle of a compound. Answer molecules. Then fourth Roman letter, state true or false. If false, give the correct statement. First one, two different elements may have dash atoms. The statement is false. Two different elements may have different atoms. The correct statement. Second one, compound and elements are pure substances. The statement is true. Third one, atoms cannot exist alone. They can only exist as group called molecules. The statement is false. The correct statement, atoms can exist alone. They can only exist as groups called molecules. Fourth one, NaCl represent one molecule of sodium chloride. The statement is true. Fifth one, organ is a monoatomic gas. The statement is true. Fifth Roman letter, answer in briefly. First one, write the chemical formula and name the elements present in the following compounds. Option A, sodium chloride. B, potassium hydroxide. C, carbon dioxide. D, calcium oxide. Then E, sulfur dioxide. Option A, sodium chloride, NaCl, sodium and chlorine. B, potassium hydroxide, KOH, potassium, oxygen and hydrogen. Option C, carbon dioxide, CO2, carbon and oxygen. Option E, sulfur dioxide, CaO, calcium and oxygen. Option D, calcium oxide, SO2, sulfur and oxygen. In second question, classify the following molecules as the molecules of elements or compounds. First one, molecule of an element. Second one, molecule of a compound. Third one, molecule of an element. Fourth one, molecule of a compound. Then third one, what do you understand by chemical formula of a compound? What is its significance? Take page number 34, 35. A chemical formula is a symbol representation of one molecule of an element or a compound. இது வரைக்கும் 5th romanல 3rd question எழுதிட்டு next pageல the chemical formula tells us the types of atoms and the number of each type of atom in one molecule of substances. Up to this 5th roman letter 3rd question answer. 4th question, define the following terms with an example for each. Option A, elements. Take page number 31. Matter in its simplest form is called an element. For that example, hydrogen and oxygen. இது வரைக்கும் 5th roman letterல 4th questionக்கு A option ஓட answer. Then option B, compound. Take page number 33. A compound is a pure substance that is formed when the atoms of two or more elements combine chemically in definite proportions. இது வரைக்கும் எழுதிட்டு அதுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள் வாட்டர் சால்ட். இது 5th roman letterல 4th question B option ஓட answer. Then option C, metal. Take page number 31. Metals are generally hard and shiny elements. They are good conductor of heat and electricity. இது வரைக்கும் எழுதிட்டு மெட்டல்ஸுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சில்வர், காப்பர், அயன், கோல்டு. இது வரைக்கும் 5th roman letterல 4th questionக்கு C ஆப்ஷனோட ஆன்சர். ஆப்ஷன் டி, நான் மெட்டல். பேஜ் நம்பர் 31. Non-metals are generally dull and soft. Non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity. For this examples carbon, iodine. இது வரைக்கும் 5th roman letterல 4th questionோட D ஆப்ஷனோட ஆன்சர். Option E, metalloids. Take page number 32. Metalloids exhibit the properties of both metals and non-metals. Silicon, arsenic. இது வரைக்கும் 5th roman letterல 4th questionக்கு E optionோட answer. 5th question, write the symbols for the following elements and classify them as solid, liquid and gas. Aluminium, carbon, chlorine, mercury, hydrogen and helium. Elements classify symbol. Aluminium solid Al, carbon solid C, chlorine gas Cl, mercury liquid Hg, hydrogen gas H, helium gas He. 6th question, classify the following as metals, non-metals and metalloids. Sodium, bismuth, silver, nitrogen, silicon, carbon, chlorine, iron, copper. Elements, then classify. Sodium metal, bismuth metal, silver metal, nitrogen non-metal, silicon metalloid, carbon non-metal, chlorine non-metal, iron metal, copper metal. 7th question, classify the following as elements and compounds. Water, common salt, sugar, carbon dioxide, iodine and lithium. Water compound, common salt compound, sugar compound, carbon dioxide compound, iodine element, lithium element. 8th question, write the chemical formula for the following elements. Option A, hydrogen, B, nitrogen, C, ozone, D, sulfur. Option A, hydrogen H2, B, nitrogen N2, C, ozone 03, D வந்து sulfur S8. 9th question, what are elements? What are they made of? Give two example. Take page number 34. Page number 34ல the difference between an element and compound இருக்குல்லையா, அதில் elements மட்டும் எடுத்து எழுதிக்கங்க. An element is the simplest substance. Elements combine to form compounds. Atoms are the fundamental particles of an element. இது வரைக்கும் எழுதிட்டு example iron and silver. இது வரைக்கும் 5th roman letterல 9th question உடைய answer. 10th question, define molecule. Page number 29. A molecule is made up of two or more atoms chemically combined. இது வரைக்கும் 5th roman letterல 10th question உடைய answer. 11th question, what are compounds? Give two examples. Page number 33. A compound is a pure substance that is formed when the atom of two or more elements combine chemically indefinite proportions. இது வரைக்கும் எழுதிட்டு எக்ஸாம்பிள் வாட்டர் சால்ட். இது வரைக்கும் 5th ரோமன் லெட்டரில் 11th கொஸ்டினுடைய ஆன்சர். 12th question, give an example for the elements derived from their Latin names: gold Au, copper Cu. 13th one, what is atomicity of elements? Page number 35. In chemistry, atomicity implies the total number of atoms present in one molecule of an element, compound or a substance. இது வரைக்கும் 5th ரோமன் லெட்டரில் 13th கொஸ்டினுடைய ஆன்சர். 14th, calculate the atomicity of H2SO4, page number 35. One molecule of sulfuric acid H2SO4 consists of 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 sulfur atom and 4 oxygen atoms. Hence, its atomicity is 7, 2 plus 1 plus 4. இது வரைக்கும் 5th ரோமன் லெட்டரில் 14th கொஸ்டினுடைய ஆன்சர். 6th Roman letter, answer in detail. First one, differentiate metals and non-metals. Page number 30. Page number 32 la the difference between metals and non-metals. அதில் நீங்கள் any 5 points எழுதிக்கங்க. இது ஃபுல்லாக 6th Roman letter first detail answer. Second one, explain the characteristics of compounds. Take page number 34. Yeah. Page number 34 la properties of compound. A compound is formed only when the constituent element combine in a fixed proportion. Second point, the properties of a compound are different from those of its constituent elements. Third point, a compound cannot be broken down by physical method. This is because a compound is made up of different elements that are chemically combined. Sodium chloride cannot be separated by physical methods such as filtration. Fourth point, a compound can be separated into its constituent elements by chemical methods only. இது வரைக்கும் 6th ரோமன் லெட்டரில் செகண்ட் டீட்டெயில் ஆன்சர். Third one, describe the different ways in which we can write the symbol of elements. Give appropriate example. Page number 33. Chemical symbols usually consist of 1 or 2 letters. The symbols of most elements correspond to the first letter, which is capitalized, of their English name. For example, the symbol for oxygen is 0 and that for hydrogen is H. இது வரைக்கும் 6th ரோமன் லெட்டரில் 3rd கொஸ்டினோடைய ஆன்சர். 4th கொஸ்டின், differentiate between elements and compounds. Page number 34. Differentiate between an element and a compound. Elements. An element is the simplest substance. Compound. A compound is a chemical substance formed by the combination of 2 or more elements. Second point, element combine to form compounds. Compounds can be split into elements. Atoms are the fundamental particles of an element. Molecules are the fundamental particles of a compound. இது வரைக்கும் 6th ரோமன் லெட்டரில் 4th question answer. 5th one, write any 5 characteristics of compounds. Page number 34. Properties of compound. A compound is formed only when the constituent element are combined in a fixed proportion. The properties of a compound are different from those of its constituent elements. A compound cannot be broken down by physical methods. This is because a compound is made up of different elements that are chemically combined. Sodium chloride cannot be separated by physical methods such as filtration. A compound can be separated into its constituent elements by chemical methods only. Up to the 6th Roman letter, 5th detail answer. 6th question, compare the properties of metals and non-metals. Give 3 examples for each. Take page. Answer metals. First point, metals are lustrous. They have a shiny surface. Second point, metals are generally hard. Third point, most metals can be bent, beaten into sheets and they can drawn into wires. Fourth point, most metals are good conductor of electricity. Fifth point, most metals are good conductors of heat. Sixth point, most metals are making ringing sound when struck. Hence, they are used to make objects like bells. Example: copper, silver, gold, iron, nickel. Non-metals. First point, non-metals are non-lustrous. They have non-shiny surface. Second point, non-metals are generally soft. Third point, non-metals are non-ductile. Fourth point, non-metals are bad conductors of electricity. Fifth point, non-metals are bad conductors of heat. Sixth point, non-metals does not make any sound when they struck. Example: hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, bromine, sulfur. Seventh question, write down the properties of metalloids. Metalloids exhibit the properties of both metals and non-metals. First point, look shiny as metals. Second point, brittle as non-metals. Third point, conduct heat and electricity later than non-metals but not as well as metals. Fourth point, they are solids at room temperature as metals. Fifth point, their hardness is less than that of metals but more than that of non-metals. Seventh Roman letter, rewrite the sentence in correct form. First one, elements contain two or more kinds of atoms and compounds contains only one kinds of atoms. Answer, elements contain only one kinds of atoms and a compound contains two or more kinds of atoms. Second question, what changes take place in the movement and arrangement of particles during heating process? First point, size and number of particles and the mass of their matter do not change upon heating. Second point, particles of matter gain energy, vibrate vigorously and overcome the strong force of attracting between one another. Third point, then particles move slightly further apart and break free from one another and move randomly. Fourth point, the results change in its state. For example, when solid ice is heated 0 degrees Celsius, it melts to become liquid water. In the same way, liquid water is heated to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils to become steam. The temperature at which solid changes into its liquid state is called melting point. Temperature at which liquid changes into gaseous state is called boiling point. Fifth point, density of gas decreases due to its expansion upon heating. Third question, in the diagram below, the circle, square and triangle represent the atoms of different elements. In the diagram above, identify all the combination that represent option A, a molecule of a compound, B, a molecule of an element consisting of 2 atoms, C, a molecule of an element consisting of 3 atoms. Answer D, molecules of a mixture. Second question, Akash noticed that the metal latch on a gate was difficult to open during hot sunny days. However, the same latch was not difficult to open at night. Akash observed that the latch and the gate are exposed to the sun during the day. Option A, formulate a hypothesis based on the information provided. Option B, briefly state how you would test the hypothesis stated in A. And option A, formulate a hypothesis based on the information provided. During hot sunny days, the gate and the latch are exposed to the sunlight. Due to the absorption of heat from the sun, the gate and the latch expand. This makes no space between the latch and gate. Therefore, it was difficult to open during hot sunny days. Absorbed heat is released at night. This regains the space between the latch and gate due to the contraction of them. So it was not difficult to open at night. And option B, briefly state how you would test the hypothesis stated in option A, experiment to test the above observation. Take an iron rod and measure the length. Now keep the rod over the stove and heat. Again, measure the length using a wooden scale without touching. You can observe the increase in the length of the rod. Now take the hot rod using a tongue and cool it under a water tap. Again measure its length. Now you can observe that the rod regains its original length. Caution, don't touch the hot rod. Ninth Roman letter, consider the following statements and choose the correct option. First one, assertion. Oxygen is a compound. Reason, oxygen cannot be broken down into anything simpler. For this, the answer option C, assertion is true but reason is false. Second one, assertion, hydrogen is an element. Reason, hydrogen cannot be broken down into anything simpler. For this one, answer option A, both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Third one, assertion, air is a compound. Reason, air consists of carbon dioxide. For this one, statement D is correct answer. Assertion is false but reason is true. Fourth one, assertion, air is a mixture of elements only. Reason, only nitrogen, oxygen and neon gases exist in air. For this one, option A answer, both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Fifth one, assertion, mercury is solid in room temperature. Reason, mercury is a non-metal. For this one, option D answer, assertion is false but reason is true.